Oh man, I've had a lot of fun with this fin today. Hello inflatable fans, I hope you're all well. I'm heading over to Lock because I've got a new eFin to try out. Woohoo! Well, I will be when I get through these lights and these lights. Here it is. So it is the Edge Smart Drive eFin K4, and then they've sent me, there are different size batteries, they sent me the B2, which is the smallest one. The battery is supposed to have about 30 minutes, I think it is, at full speed, and about two and a half hours at normal speed. So we'll try that out. I'm going to try something else out as well. Anyway, the point being, once you've assembled this, because some assembly is required, you need to fit the prop guard and the prop to the device itself, to the main fin, and then once you've got that installed, it won't fit back in the box. Now, fitting the prop guard is easy, it's just a matter of putting some screws around the edges, as you can see in this picture, and then screwing the prop on, and then once you've done that, it's all assembled. So for carrying, what I've done is I've put this in this cool bag. Cool bag! So that's the controller, and then you've got the battery here. Put that to one side. It does come with a USA fin box mount. Don't have a boat that fits that at the moment. The Chelan I used to have, that was a USA fin box, and then that's the fin itself. It's quite dinky, and it does have a turning facility, which is why I was particularly interested in this. That fits into your battery. That is your remote connector. I have tested this out at home. It does come with some spares. Not sure what that little bit is there. If you want to get in touch with me, Yuri, and let me know, I'd love to know what that little piece is for. But it comes with Allen keys to do all the attachments, and there are some spare screws, and there is a pin, spare pin, that you need to slot onto the prop just in case you lose the one it comes with. Next step, get this onto the boat. I'm going out in the Aquatech Ottawa today. It's quite streamlined. Let's see how far upriver we can get and see what kind of speeds we can get as well. I think this is going to be quite fun, and I'm looking forward to this. Right, I've got it installed. I did squirt a little bit of GT85 into there because it was a bit stiff, just to make it go in a bit easier. What I'm going to do next is I'm just going to plug the battery in. You can see there's a clip there. That just goes at the top, and you push it until that locks in. Right, once it does, that just kind of fires up, which it just did. There's a light coming on there that's flashing, and then if I turn this on, right, I don't know whether you saw that move, it's showing on here that the battery has got 99% in there, and that the ring on the outside, that's the battery for this, that's fully charged. I just wanted to make sure that this was lined up straight, because you can set the trim on this. It does look like it might be, if I move the camera, it does look like it might be facing a little bit that way. If I do this, it just straightens it up. If I keep pressing this button, can you see this moving? Right, so if I set that so it's in line, that is now perfectly in line with the skeg. Look at that, rudder control. Right, let's get it on the water. Right, I'm in. I've got satellites on the GPS, so I'm going to press start on that now, because at least we can find out what speed it'll go, and also roughly how far. Just out of curiosity, let's just fire it up. Ooh. Ooh, the turn thing's weird. Turn it slowly. Yeah, that was a sharp, quick learning curve. Don't turn quick. Yeah, if you turn quick, the boat lists. We'll not be doing that. I've not got a dry suit on today. Wow. Ooh. It's got some power to it, is this? Right, okay, so that's pointing straight. Let's... Now this does have cruise control. The steering is quite jerky. Oh, that feels weird. Don't know whether that would feel better in the middle of the boat. I'll probably get used to that. Now let's just try it in cruise control and use it as a paddle assist. She said, and then press the left button. Ah, got it. So that's just in a nice steady away. If I don't paddle at all, just coming out of this cut, it says I'm doing 2.8 miles an hour. If I start paddling, oh no, the speed's just dropped a little bit. There is quite a bit of debris in the water because it's autumn and the leaves are dropping, and that can be a problem in terms of it clogging the prop. Let's hope we don't have much of an issue because not all the leaves have dropped yet. It's nice and quiet. I don't even think the camera will pick that up. So it says I'm doing about 2.9 miles an hour, 2.8, 2.7. I've not entered the current yet and it's hovering around 2.7, 2.8 without me assisting. If I start assisting, that should go up. Now, as I say, bearing in mind, I'm heading out of this cut at Nano Lock into the current. 3.2 miles an hour, 3.3, 3.2, 3.3, and I'm not paddling that fast. As you can see, I'm not caning it, I'm just going steady away. That's interesting. It's dropped to 3 while I was paddle assisting. Now I've entered the flow. .8, 2.7, 2.6. There's a little paddle assist. I'll take that. We've got a boat coming. He'll be coming into the cut. So he's seen me and he's going round. It's only going steady. There's not going to be much of a wake, which is good. I don't want that today. I haven't got a dry suit on. We'll just turn into that. Not in the mood for taking things sideways on today. There we go. Yeah, this is quite nice. Still pootling along at about 2.8. Got a bit of backwash coming from the side now. So the motor's doing, it tells you the RPM, the motor's doing 1,220 revolutions per minute. And it says on there we're doing it actually says what the speed we're doing. 4.6, 4.5 kilometers per hour. Yeah, this is nice. I think now if I pull the trigger, yeah, I've just accidentally pulled the trigger and we've stopped. I kind of want to, right, I kind of want to point it and get it in a straight line. The turning's weird. Right, full speed. 3.6, 3.7, 4, 4.1, 4.3, 4.4. Upriver, 4.4 miles an hour, or as saying on the clock here, on the controller, 8.5 thereabouts, 8.3, 8.5. Not bad. So what's the drag like when it's off? Because that's always an interesting one, isn't it? What's the drag like? So yeah, there is quite a bit of drag, and it's currently making me travel at around 2 miles an hour. 2.2 it's saying, 2.3, 2.5, that's not hideous, 2.6. So if you have to paddle back with it, I mean, bearing in mind when I'm paddling back I'll be going with the flow of the river. Slight headwind at the time, 2.7. But yeah, bit of drag. This boat would normally easily do over 3. But that's to be expected. Right, I want to set this on cruise control again and just use it as a paddle assist and basically see how far we can get. Not quite got mastered this. Got it. Moving along a little bit faster. 3.7 miles an hour. It seems to move really straight. There doesn't seem to be any yawing to one side on it. This is alright. Now, a certain member of our group really hates eFins. He thinks you go out to paddle and oh, you just sit there and you don't do anything, and you know. In that respect, he's quite right, but it adds an element of fun to it. But what I think eFins are really good for is if you're used to going out on the water and just say you've got sort of like shoulder issues like I've had in the past. That's how I actually got into eFins. It's why I bought the Hikmar a few years ago, because I had a trap nerve in the shoulder and I thought, what if I can't go out and paddle again in the same way that I used to? What's my options? What are my options? One of them was to look at eFins. That's why I bought the Hikmar. I think if you are that way inclined, you know, if you have some kind of issue, it'll still allow you to go out and enjoy the water in a different way. You don't have to paddle hard. You can just use the paddle to control the boat using a bow draw. Bow draw is where you put the paddle in and then just use it to steer the boat like a rudder. Gotta say, quite enjoying this. Considering how much leaf debris is in the water, I'm not hearing anything get chewed up at the moment. It seems to be handling it well. It is quite a sizable prop. Oh, I just heard something kind of probably get chewed. But it's moving along nicely. So what are we doing? So since I've increased the speed on this, on the cruise control, we're now doing 1,850, 1,840 thereabouts RPM. It says on here roughly 6 kilometers an hour, and my watch is saying 3.1 miles an hour. Battery life is down to 90%. What I obviously want to test is what this is going to be like downriver. I will also try this in a more tubular boat. I've got an Aquamarina halve, and with one of these skeg mounts that this will fit. So yeah, I'm going to try that in this as well, this in that. So far, quite enjoying it. Just over half a mile. Something I've just noticed, you might remember at the beginning I said about the steering trim on here. You can actually steer the boat more gradually using the steering trim. So if I press the right hand one, it's now taking me over that way. If I press the left hand one, it's now taking me more to the left. It's just a bit more gentle way of steering it when you're moving at speed, especially in a boat that feels like it could throw you out. And this one does at times. But of course, one of the great things about an eFin, you can take it easy a little bit and still enjoy the water. So we've just done a mile, we're just approaching the Naban area. I know it sounds ridiculous considering we left at Naban Lock, but Naban Lock is just outside of Naban Village. Just going around these trees here. This steering trim idea for steering it when you've got it on cruise control is brilliant. It works so nicely. We're doing really well. Down to 77% battery, which is more than I thought. I didn't think we'd get this far, to be honest. Just turn the motor off while this beast passes. Right, we'll set it going again. So I've got it set, but I've got it set a bit slower than it was. I think setting the cruise control speed is probably the most awkward thing I've found so far. So I've had to clear the prop a couple of times, but we're still going and doing quite nicely at the moment. We've done 1.5 miles. As I say, a little bit further than I kind of anticipated. Currently averaging 3.4 miles an hour, 6.7 it says on there in terms of kilometres an hour. We're about to get to the old rail bridge. It's just come into view now. But yeah, it's going all right. Got another thing that I want to test. So, we're doing that on the way back. Still saying we've got 71% battery life left. I don't know whether the camera will pick that up. But yeah, we're doing all right. And like I say, you can use this as a paddle assist, or you can use the thing to steer it. That sculpture looks good up there, doesn't it? I've always liked that one. The willows down this stretch of water have started dropping their leaves. 66% battery life left. I kind of want to do my little experiment at 50%. I can hear stuff getting caught in the prop, so I'm going to stop. Ooh, yeah, that didn't sound good. Then I'm going to put it in reverse and hopefully blow that out and then set it going again. Oh no, that's still in there, isn't it? Did you hear that? I think that's cleared it. Right, let's see if we can get it going again. I think I've kind of got the cruise control, how to set it. We've just hit 2 miles. Battery level 61%. 60%. Currently cruising along at 1600 RPM, 2.9 miles an hour. Nice. Currently down to 41%, and I'm not far from Bishopthorpe. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull in at Bishopthorpe and then try my little experiment out, see if that works. If it does, I should get back okay on this battery, but you'll see what I mean in a minute. But yeah, quite enjoyed this. If I don't get back on the battery, it doesn't matter, because I'll get so far back and then I can just paddle the rest because I'll be going with the current. That's the plan. Right, I made it to Bishopthorpe. I'm going to jump out on this jetty. I'm going to have a look at the prop and see if there's any debris clogged in it, that kind of thing. I'll flip the boat on its side and just check that out. It actually all looks pretty okay to me. Yeah, pretty good. And now for my next trick. I've also been sent this AFERIY, however you pronounce it, portable power station to review. 100 watt power output. I've already done a shorts video on this, but what I figured is this is USB-C. This has a USB-C cable already built in. Can we do pass-through charging? There's only one way to find out, isn't there? So this is what I mean, look, it's got this nice little extendable USB-C power cable built in. If I power it up, it's got a nice little screen that tells you what's going in and what's going out, and I'm going to plug that into here. So I'm not sure whether this will pick this up because, you know, yeah, it's bad light, but it's showing that 99 watts is going out. So it is charging up, and it's showing us charging up on there. There's only one way to find out whether this is going to get me all the way back and provide power while I go. So if I took that under there as well, I'm not going to make that any shorter. I'm going to keep that length and just make sure that that's tucked in out of the way. Put my bag back in the back. That should help hold everything in place. Let's try it. Yeah, that's gone up to 48% already, so it is charging up. Let's just find out whether it'll work on the fly. So just while I've been fannying about getting back in the boat, 56% now. Looks like this might work. What I don't know is whether it'll work when the motor's running. Oh, get yourself comfortable, aren't you? Right, let's head back. 57%. Anyway, let's get it going. Yeah, it's still going. Now this should be a lot faster on the way back because we're going with the current, even though there is a slight headwind. 5 miles an hour it's saying. Yeah, there is quite a headwind at the moment, so we're just going to skim down here past the sides of these boats. Oh, I've just accidentally turned the cruise control off. That's what happens if you pull the trigger, it turns the cruise control off. But yeah, moving nicely. 4.1 miles an hour. So we've done 2.78 miles. I think you might be able to see that. Just hit the 3 mile marker. Just steer away from these boats. I'm getting a little bit close. I do occasionally hear some chop in the prop, and I think it's just as leaf matter gets caught in the prop guard and then chopped up. But it's a bigger prop than the Hikmar eFin, so it seems to handle it a lot better. So the old rail bridge has just come back into view. Now what this is saying is 40% at the moment. Currently doing around 1650 RPM and around 3 miles an hour. That's not bad. Right, we'll just turn into the chop on this with the motor on. Should be alright. Bit of chop slap. Currently at 35%. Will we get all the way back? Time will tell. One of the things I want to test at the end, if there's enough is can I use this boat like a remote control boat and power it without anybody in it? Yeah, I want to give that a go. Back at the Acast and Malbis area now. Currently got 26% left. We're going to make it. Right, not too far to go now. Just round this bend really. Down to 19%. Right, I've just had to clear some crap out of the crop. So I quite fancy giving it a little bit of a blast for the last hurrah. So that's full pelt. Whoop, caught the steering thing. 3.7, 3.8. 3.9, 3.7. Alright, I finished playing. That was a bit of fun. Right, so currently doing 1700, about 1800 RPM, 12% left. Nearly there. I am hearing a lot of leaf debris getting chopped up. That doesn't help. Here we go, back into the cut. 7%. Gotta say, I've had a lot of fun with this today, really enjoyed it. I've not done any paddling per se, just the odd little bit just for steering. I've not used it as a paddle assist. I think if I was using it as a paddle assist, obviously you'd get a bit further because you're just using it to help you along. Yeah, this is fun. I think the bigger battery would obviously give you a lot more options. I want to see how much this power station has drained to see if it has actually put power in while we've been pootling along. So we'll check that out in a minute. Just hit the 5 mile marker as we come in to dock. It's starting to stall, can you hear it? 5%, it's stalling. So I think I'm just going to stop it. Wow. Literally like 100 yards. 100 yards to go. I wonder if I can just cruise it in really slowly. See, it's gone back up to 7%, so let's just see if we can cruise it in. Oh, actually, I think there's something in the prop. Oh, it's just totally died. So let's get Matt back manually and check this out. So in the back of the boat here, if we have a look at that, that's down to 14%. So it has been charging this as it's gone along. The little green light is flashing there to say it's charging. So that has worked. It has added power to the battery. So I've had a look at the prop and I can't see anything actually wrong with it. One thing I have noticed is it won't actually turn, whereas it did turn in the housing beforehand. So if I just turn this on, right, you saw it connect there, you saw it move, and it's still saying 1800 RPM for some reason, but there's now 23% left in the battery. But yeah, so that's working, but the prop isn't. So I don't know what's happened there. So what I might do is I might disconnect the battery and then just try and see if that resets it. I disconnected the battery and reconnected it, and if I turn this off and back on again, you can see that that counter has reset, the RPM, sorry. So the RPM's reset. Now it's connected again, so it is turning. That does seem a little bit juddery for some reason. But the prop still, oh, it went then. Ah, looks like we're back in business. Right, sound. Good to know. Right, okay, it's working. We're back. So I'm going to put the boat back in the water because I want to try and manually control it while we've still got battery life left. The good thing is, if I do lose the boat, I've got another boat I can retrieve it with. But let's try it. Right, here we go. I have no idea what the range on this is going to be. That is superb. Big remote control boat. Look at that. How cool is that? Oh my god, that's fun. Woohoo! Oh man, I told you this thing was fun. Anyway, I will put a link to this in the pinned comment and description so you can check it out for yourself. Thank you to Edge, I think it's called Edge, I've forgotten the name. Thanks for sending me this. I'm going to have a lot of fun with this and you'll be seeing it in upcoming videos. Alright, thanks for watching, you take care of yourself. You know what to do about liking, subscribing and all that jazz. Yeah, cheerio. How fun is that? That is absolutely superb. Oh man, I've had a lot of fun with this fin today, but I didn't realise it was going to be this much fun. I really didn't. Here she comes. Brilliant.